I'm Joshua Patterson, and this is a Service Please Snack with Kate Hamilton, co-founder of the exceptional communications agency Sonder Tell. I can remember the first time I met you, and you told me about what you were doing and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, that's really cool. And then I Googled you, and then I Googled basically what Sonder meant, and it just like blew my mind and transported me. So I'd really, really love to know like how you came across it and how you decided that name, really.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a journey. So Sonder Tell is the agency I run which helps brands tell their stories better, and there's a big emphasis on kind of verbal identity and making sure you get your words and your story straight before you start talking. So naturally, if you're placing a lot of emphasis on words, then naming your own business is quite a stressful act, because you're like, okay, we've got to really get this name. It's going to be good.
Think of that.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time back and forth. I posted a WhatsApp between my business partner Emily and myself the other day, and some of the things we threw out were terrible. One was like sermon, one was like sonversation. It was all very confusing. Anyway, so then I think my friends in our circle sort of knew that we were just stressing out about it, and my friend sent me this word, sonder, and there was this American linguist called John Koenig who'd spent a lot of time making up words for obscure human emotions that didn't have language to them yet. And one of those words was sonder, and he defined it as the moment of realization that everyone around you has their own story. So it's something I experience quite a lot on if you take the bus and you're sitting there and it's a full bus, and you're like, oh, that person gets sad, or I wonder what they're thinking about. And that kind of realization that everyone around you is living out their own world, their own story, their own life in their own way. So we really like the word, and then I guess the idea is that everyone's got their own story and we help them tell it. Someone the other day, we're working with a Swedish graphic designer at the moment, and he also told me that sonder means broken in Swedish, which was, I didn't know that. And I was like, okay, well, we'll help you fix everything. But yeah, that was the story of Sonder Tell.
I love it. Yeah, no, so the story is, I can remember doing it and Googling it and be like, oh my God, that's what it means. And it transported me. I remember like sitting in the car as a child and like the radio going on and being at the traffic lights and looking at someone in the car next to me, and then they would drive off in a different direction. Like, honestly, like bamboozled my mind that their life was as intricate as and exciting or like dynamic as mine, but I would never know them or be part of them. And I was just like, that was just wild. So like when you said, I was like, that's a very good name.
Yeah, so they're turning right and you're turning left, and you're like, have a nice life, yeah.
Peace. For you, do you have to, like, do you go back to all of the things in which you love when it comes to like reading, storytelling, writing, to be able to actually express yourself, to be able to keep that momentum to take into like your work and things like that?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think you start off doing something because you love it and you find it exciting, and then as something grows, which is what you set out to achieve, then you do start having to I don't know, well now my job is more kind of delegating and making sure my team are happy and making sure my team can carry out the work in the right way. And it's much more of a kind of management, strategic, creative problem solving piece. And I do sometimes miss just the creativity of not having that pressure. But I think it's, giving yourself time, like making those moments for yourself. And I still, if there's quite a big pitch, I like getting involved in the kind of storytelling of that part and the creativity of that. And also it's really nice to see, you facilitating other people to be creative in that way. And not getting too bogged down in the admin side, because there's a lot of it. So I guess if I'll try and get through that in a morning and then have more of a kind of thinking afternoon where I can kind of let ideas percolate and then bring them back to the team and find a way of making them happen.
I hope you enjoyed that Service Please snack from the full meal. If you're enjoying Service Please, interacting with the channel in any way has a massive effect, either by subscribing, liking, or even commenting on future episodes and topics you'd like to hear spoken about. I'm Joshua Patterson, and that was a Service Please snack.